Juventus consider summer sale of Liverpool target and Newcastle. Devastating news of Liverpool star's injury takes all fans by surprise. Hello and welcome to your Reds news channel. Liverpool have received the news about the extent of Trent Alexander-Arnold's knee injury, which will keep him out for a significant period, including the Carabao Cup final. The right-back had to leave the field during halftime of the 3-1 win over Burnley last Saturday due to pain in his left knee, sparking fears of a possible recurrence of the problem that sidelined him for 3 games in January when he damaged ligaments in the FA Cup win over Arsenal. Paul Joyce of The Times confirmed these concerns, reporting that Alexander-Arnold will face a prolonged recovery phase, making it impossible for him to take part in the eagerly awaited Carabao Cup final against Chelsea at Wembley, scheduled for February 25th. Although the exact timescale for his recovery has not yet been set, it is certain that he will be out for at least 3 games. The first absence will be against Brentford on February 17th, followed by the Premier League clash against Luton on February 21st, just 4 days before the Carabao Cup final. The Telegraph's Chris Bascom reports that the 25-year-old is hopeful of being ready for the home clash with Manchester City on March 10th. This prospect implies that Alexander-Arnold will be absent for at least 5 games, including the FA Cup 5th round clash against Southampton on February 28th and the league match against Nottingham Forest on March 2nd, both of which take place after the Carabao Cup final. This absence represents a significant loss for Liverpool, especially considering his crucial contribution in defense and supporting the attack. Juventus are evaluating the future of Federico Chiesa, whose contract as a winger expires next year without a new deal in place. A summer transfer is a possibility. Since his arrival from Fiorentina in 2020, Chiesa has made 113 appearances for Juve, scoring 28 goals in various competitions. An anterior cruciate ligament injury affected much of 2022, and although he has regained form, he is struggling to make an impact this season. Juventus, currently second in Serie A, are 7 points behind leaders Inter Milan after back-to-back defeats, complicating their title chances and potentially prompting changes in the summer. Chiesa is a possible high-profile departure, as discussions over a new contract are ongoing, but without agreement. As one of the highest-paid players at the club, there is no guarantee of a new contract. With his contract expiring in 2025, the club could look to profit from a possible transfer in the summer, especially if no deal is reached. La Gazzetta dello Sport reports that the transfer fee could be as low as €25 million, approximately £21.4 million, which will certainly attract interest. Liverpool, who have long been linked with Chiesa, could launch a summer bid, according to Tuttosport, to start the post-Jurgen Klopp era. Newcastle have also shown interest in the past, with an offer discussed last summer, although the move didn't materialize. Last year, reports emerged of disagreements between Chiesa and Juventus coach Max Allegri, but the player denied these rumors. In an interview with Amazon Prime Italia, Chiesa said, "I've never had any problems with the coach. That was only created by the media. I do everything he asks. There's no problem here. I know they like it when Juve start the season badly, so they start with useless gossip. But we all support the coach and we want to bring Juve back to the years when they dominated the Scudetto race." Liverpool have the opportunity to increase their lead at the top of the Premier League table when they travel to London to face Brentford this weekend. For this clash, Mohamed Salah is set to make his first start for Liverpool since the new year, returning to full training this week. The 31-year-old striker scored twice in the 4-2 win over Newcastle on January 1st before leaving for the AFCON with the Egyptian national team. Although Egypt were eliminated in the round of 16, Salah suffered a muscle injury during the group stage, which caused him to return early. Despite his absence, Salah remains the Premier League's leading scorer with 18 goals in 27 games this season. He has missed the last 8 matches, but his return is expected as Liverpool maintain their position at the top of the table. However, his return could be eclipsed by the impressive performances of Diogo Jota, who has taken on more responsibility in the last month. The Portuguese striker has scored 5 goals in his last 6 league games and is just 1 goal away from reaching double figures for the second time in a campaign. It's worth noting that Jota also made his mark at Brentford Community Stadium in his only previous appearance in the top flight after missing last season's game through injury, adding to the team's excitement. Bayer Leverkusen coach Xabi Alonso was considered the favorite to replace Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool. The German coach surprised the world in January when he announced that he would be stepping down at Anfield at the end of the season. Speculation immediately turned to his successor, with Alonso being mentioned as the favorite. The 42-year-old is well known to the COP, having won the Champions League and FA Cup, among other honors, during a glorious 5-year spell on Merseyside as a star midfielder. Since retiring from Bayern Munich in 2017, where he played under Pep Guardiola, Alonso has begun to build a strong reputation in the managerial game. He led Real Sociedad B before Leverkusen struck in October 2022 to lure him back to the Bundesliga. Bayer have risen up the table since his arrival, having been among the relegation candidates when he arrived, and are now the favorites to win their first German league title this season. So Alonso's star has risen even higher this week, with his name linked not only to Liverpool, but also to Bayern. Speaking on the BBC's football news show, Spanish soccer journalist Guillem Balaga claimed to have some inside information on Alonso, and that these 3 clubs would be on the list should his tenure at Leverkusen be successful. When he went to Bayer Leverkusen, he told his agent, "You know what? I'm thinking that if it doesn't work out at Bayer Leverkusen, I'll go back to Real Sociedad," said Balag. "But if all goes well, from here it's Liverpool, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. Let me add Manchester City to the equation, and that's where Xabi Alonso could go next. When is a different question. Alonso has a contract at the Bay Arena until 2026. Many thanks to those of you who've stuck around. See you next time!